The Rio Grande's Class K28 Mikados were the newest fleet of narrow-gauge 282s since the fabled Class K27 mud hens purchased at the beginning of the 20th century. These new steam engines were built following the end of World War I, corrected flaws in the earlier K27s, and were slightly more powerful. They were well-built machines and proved so reliable from an operational standpoint that other railroads purchased the design. The fabled narrow-gauge operations in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico of the Denver and Rio Grande Western were so unique that they continue to garner attention in books, magazines, and model railroad layouts even today. After the mining industries declined in the late 19th century, this network of trackage relied on a mix of freight traffic, from drilling equipment for the oil industry to various agricultural and less-than-carload movements, and continued to haul passengers through the first half of the 20th century. During 1923, Denver and Rio Grande Western received a new batch of 10 K28s from the American Locomotive Company, otherwise known as ALCO, numbered 470 to 479. These new 282s offered a slightly better axle loading and additional tractive effort, and their taller drivers, earning them the nickname sports models, meant that they could operate at higher speeds. Officially, the new K28s were meant to replace the 460s in passenger service between Alamosa and Durango, as well as from Salida to Gunnison. The Mikes also carried the last-named train to operate on the narrow-gauge network, the San Juan, but also found themselves in normal freight assignments as well. Following the United States entrance into World War II, 7 were requisitioned by the U.S. Army during the fall of 1942 for use on Alaska's White Pass and Yukon Railroad due to the threat from Japan to attack the state, notably the Aleutian Island chain. These locomotives numbered 470 to 472, 474 to 475, 477, and 479, where they were renumbered on the WPNY as 250 to 256. Following the war, the Mikados were not sent back to the Rio Grande and eventually were scrapped in Seattle in 1945. The 3 remaining Class K28s, 473, 476, and 478, remain in service on the Denver and Rio Grande Western until they were used sparingly after the 1950s. After being taken out of service in 1999, 476 has been rebuilt. In addition to the FRA-mandated repairs and inspections, the crew has rebuilt the locomotive's wheels and drivers, replaced the smoke box, repaired some cylinder and frame problems, switched out its front and rear flue sheets, and revamped the boiler. 473 and 478 are still operational.